We gather knowing that our light can't reconstitute itself. Without each other, a coldness sits in. Leaning on each other, trusting each other, helping each other fall back in love with life over and over again. Only from this does the flame emerge. Today, may it rise again. We're going to read a poem called One Today. It's by Richard Blanco, who, when he first read it, was the poet, the inaugural poet for, I believe it was Obama's first administration. One sun rose on us today, kindled over our shores, peeking over the Smokies, greeting the faces of the Great Lakes, spreading a simple truth across the Great Plains, then charging across the Rockies. One light, waking up rooftops, under each one a story told by our silent gestures moving behind windows.
My face, your face, millions of faces in morning's mirrors, each one yawning to life, crescendoing into our day, pencil yellow school buses, the rhythm of traffic lights, fruit stands, apples, limes, and oranges arrayed like rainbows, begging our praise. Silver trucks heavy with oil or paper, bricks or milk, teeming over highways alongside us, on our way to clean tables, read ledgers or save lives, to teach geometry or ring up groceries, as my mother did for 20 years, so I could write this poem.
All of us are as vital as the one light we move through. The same light on blackboards with lessons for the day, equations to solve, history to question, or atoms imagined. The I have a dream we keep dreaming, or the impossible vocabulary of sorrow that won't explain the empty desks of 20 children marked absent today and forever. Many prayers, but one light. Breathing color into stained glass windows, life into the faces of bronze statues, warmth onto the steps of our museums and park benches as mothers watch children slide into the day.
One ground, our ground rooting us in every stalk of corn, every head of wheat sown by sweat and hands gleaning coal or planting windmills in deserts and hilltops that keep us warm. Hands digging trenches, routing pipes and cables. Hands as worn as my father's cutting sugarcane so my brother and I could have books and shoes.
The dust of farms and deserts, cities and plains mingled by one wind, our breath. Breathe. Clear it through the day's gorgeous din of honking cabs, buses launching down avenues, the symphony of footsteps, guitars, and screeching subways, the unexpected songbird on your clothesline.
Hear squeaky playground swings, trains whistling, or whispers across cafe tables. Hear the doors we open for each other all day, saying hello, shalom, buongiorno, howdy, namaste, buenos dias, in the language my mother taught me, in every language spoken into one wind, carrying our lives without prejudice, as these words break from my lips.
One sky, since the Appalachians and Sierras claimed their majesty, and the Mississippi and Colorado worked their way to the sea. Thank the work of our hands, weaving steel into bridges, finishing one more report for the boss on time, stitching another wound or uniform, the first brush stroke on a portrait, or the last floor on the Freedom Tower, jutting into the sky that yields to our resilience.
One sky toward which we sometimes lift our eyes, tired from work, some days guessing at the weather of our lives, some days giving thanks for a love that loves us back, sometimes praising a mother who knew how to give, or forgiving a father who couldn't give what you wanted.
We head home through the gloss of rain or weight of snow or the plum blush of dusk, but always home, always under one sky, our sky, and always one moon like a silent drum tapping on every rooftop and every window of one country, all of us facing the stars, hope, a new constellation, waiting for us to map it, waiting for us to name it together.
You know, Jerry Paul, he gets my toes wiggling with those songs. So my wife and I, Jenny, have been coming up on 40 years next year, so, and seen a lot of changes. I'm looking forward to talking to the lady in the back from the 70s. Anyway, so they told me 2 minutes, and then somebody told me, no, you got 5 minutes, but I'll try to be about 2.5 or something. And so it's been an interesting morning. I woke up and pulled the curtains out in front of our house. There was 18 turkeys. I put some bird seed out, and they're all fighting over it. But anyway, it's an interesting day. And there's, speaking of turkey, no, anyway, there's a lot of nice people out here in the audience. I love this place. It really gives me hope in this troubling world right now. And it's funny, it kind of coincides with my coffee high. You know, I have my 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and then I come here and I'm feeling great. And unfortunately, that goes away later in the day. I was thinking about it because Joe asked me to get up here, and I want to try to give a little bit extra because this place really means a lot to me in these times. So, and anyway, I wrote this song a while back, and it kind of says many of the reasons why I like this place. So I'm going to sing it to you right now. There's a place I love on Freedom Boulevard. If you'd like to make good friends, like Randy and Ann, come on in, it won't be hard. Lots of kind people there, like Paul and Terry. Lots of folks who care at the play. Can you hear me? Place I love on Freedom Boulevard. We've got a UU philosophy. We believe in peace, tolerance, and diversity. Respect for all things living. It's just what this world needs. Come on over to Freedom Boulevard. Well, we've got ministers like Laura and Tara, and their sermons pack a punch. If you're lucky, the folks in the kitchen like Barb and Paul might have organized a lunch. We feed the homeless, teach the kids, and I just have a hunch we'll soon see you on Freedom Boulevard. Every Sunday at 10 our doors are open. Perhaps you're having a rough week and you find you're barely coping. Come on over to our place. You're sure to find a friendly face like Bonnie and Mary and Barbara at 6401 Freedom Boulevard. You'll strengthen your spirituality. You'll hear inspiring tales of people whose teachings set us free. You'll learn from all the world's religions. Just you wait and see at 6401 Freedom Boulevard. Join me. There's a place we love on Freedom Boulevard. If you'd like to make good friends like William and Bob, come on in, it won't be hard. Lots of kind people there. Sounds good, help me out. Lots of folks who care at the place we love, Freedom Boulevard. So if I didn't say your name, I just look at, I won't say 30 or 40 names, but I love you all.
Let's see. Well, so this is, we're going to introduce the Café Conversation. I'll read through this. We'll break into groups of 5, move your chairs around, scooch and scooch, and we have a couple of questions for you to respond to with each other. We all face challenges of various sorts every day. Each of us, every day, move under the same sky. Each morning, without thinking about it much, going through the usual routines of the body, our minds occupied by thoughts of the day ahead, appointments to keep, exercise, meals to prepare, the latest terrible thing that's happened someplace in the world, the things we need to get done. Not much attention to contingencies, not much awareness of what if. What if the coffee maker's broken? What if the car doesn't start? What if my child gets sick at school? What if my partner dies? When we think of someone who has lived through a tough time, we might say, she must have been really resilient to be able to adapt so well, so quickly. Or he bounced back pretty fast after the accident that he had. It's not unusual to think of resilience as an individual effort. According to the February 2016 article entitled, "Why Are Some Individuals More Resilient Than Others? The Role of Social Support," in the Journal of World Psychology, resilience is generally defined as an ability of an individual to bend but not break, to bounce back, and to adapt well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or even significant sources of stress. Thinking of resilience primarily as an individual strength ignores the fact that we are constantly interacting within social systems. The journal article notes these social systems may be more or less resilient in and of themselves, as well as more or less able to support the adaptive psychological capacities of the individual. Thus, responses to tragedy and significant stressors are determined by a multiple, dynamic, interacting, individual-level systems that are embedded in larger social systems like family, culture, economic, and political systems. And fellowships. I might be more or less resilient depending upon the combinations of how I've managed life's challenges and how I've experienced the people around me manage their challenges. Was I left to push through on my own, tough it out, show no weakness, not ask for help? Was I taught that being vulnerable, asking for help was expected, even honored? And has whatever I learned been changed by the examples of the people around me? Did I move from my birth family to my chosen family, from one group of friends or religious community to another, constantly seeking acceptance for the person I knew myself to be? My rudimentary skills of resilience being revised, amended as I moved closer and closer to my own authenticity. All around me, the activities of the world. People living their everyday lives, buying groceries, picking up kids from school, preparing meals, attending to putting back together whatever has fallen apart. Continue. Each of us, every day, calls on our skills of resilience to adapt to small misfortune and life-changing tragedy. How has your power of self-reliance helped you to adapt to adversity? How do you hope that our community can help support you in adapting to adversity? Now, we'll explore these questions in small groups in our Café Conversation.